So in the works is a class action lawsuit to the release of the Dodge Durango Hellcat. Why would somebody want to do that, you may ask? That's a great question. Honestly, it's probably a knee-jerk reaction. When they come to their senses, they're probably going to drop it. And even if they didn't drop it, is it going to be successful? Probably not, because Dodge has the right to release whatever they want. Yes, they did promise that the Durango was going to be in a limited amount of numbers, and they kind of didn't do that. They did what they wanted. But it's pretty common practice. Like, take a look at Ford. They said in 2014, this is the last year Shelby GT500. You get this special plate on the dashboard signifying, it was the last GT500 ever made. We made the special engine in 2013 that's got more horsepower than the 2012, and it's done. We're never going to touch that one again. Once that door shuts, that door is shut forever. So, if you want to order them now, otherwise you'll never be able to get them again. Well, and then 2019, I believe it was, 2019 or 2020, they brought it back. And that's how come you can get like a 2013, 2014 Shelby GT500 for less than the original window sticker with like 0 miles on it right now, because everybody thought it was going to be the last production run. They even made the special plate that goes right on the dash signifying it's the last one. So a whole bunch of people bought them, and they threw them in storage, and they saved them. And that's why you can go get them with the original oil in it, the original tires, the original SERP belt with like 500 miles on it for really affordable. Because when everybody saves something, it's not collectible. It's only collectible if there's like, nobody saves it, it gets completely destroyed, and it's like one of maybe 10 that are in existence. That's when something is super valuable. But anyways, back to the Durango. So this person, this anonymous man, now I'm not sure if it's two different people or if it's an anonymous man with the first name of Stacy. Stacy's a very unusual anonymous man's first name. So I'm assuming you got a girl named Stacy and another anonymous man that's talking about a class action lawsuit, because Durango said, or Dodge said, the Hellcat Durango, there will only be 2,000 made. Which, okay, well then they made 3,000. So they made a third more than they were supposed to. And then it was only supposed to be made in 2021, and a whole bunch of people seen these. More specifically, dealers seen this. And they're like, hey, we can sell this under the umbrella of collectible. Or we could buy a bunch and throw them in a storage unit, and in like 2030 or something like that, we can trickle them out really slow, nice and easy. Here's a Dodge Durango Hellcat. It's still in the original plastic wrap and everything. $200,000. Because that's exactly what they did with the Demon. They didn't even let the customers get them. They bought them themselves. They threw them in mothballs, put them in storage, and then they just trickle like 1 or 2 out every single year at some ridiculously high price. The Demon was all the way up to $180,000. That was the going rate at one time. Now it's at the low 100,000s. It's still pretty high considering the original MSRP was only $86,000. I mean, look at the Hellcat Durangos. The original MSRP for their base model, $80,000. You can't touch one under $80,000 used. Yes, they are coming down in price. I pulled a random example off of Car Guru. Original MSRP, $93,000. It's got 13,000 miles on it. They originally had this listed on Car Guru for $95,000. And they were just going to leave it there and sit. It was already there for 133 days. Hadn't sold yet. After they announced that the Durango's coming back out, boom! Practically overnight, they dropped the price by $8,200. So it's below MSRP, but it's still not quite low enough to be appetizing yet, otherwise it would already be gone. And that's what's going to happen with all of them. The rule of thumb, like this is what happens with all cars, after 5 years, they drop by about 40% in value. That's just the way it is. I guess the point of all of this is, cars are a very stupid investment. Never buy a car being like, hey, I'm going to make money off of this someday. Yes, in certain circumstances it happens. It does. You buy this one car that you just so happen to be the only person that bought it in that color, or you're the only person that had that option, and there's this super rich guy that wants it because of that option, and he had the other one because your car is like one of two, and he's buying it from you and he's offering you a ridiculous amount of money to buy it. Because remember, the only thing more rare than a Durango Hellcat is somebody with like $100,000 that wants to buy a Durango Hellcat. After the re-release, everybody that wanted one will probably get one. So there won't be a market for a Durango Hellcat for years. And I mean years. Even if yours is in mint condition with 0 miles, to get over MSRP, it's going to be years down the road. Like a long time. There'll be some rare circumstances where you can pull a little bit of money and make money off of it, but those are rare. Those are the exceptions. Those aren't the rule. So back to this lawsuit, they're all bent out of shape because of the re-release, because they invested money into this Durango Hellcat expecting to turn a profit in the short term. Yeah, 20, 30 years down the road, of course you'll turn a profit. But after you figure in inflation, the cost of insurance, what you spent interest on the loan, are you really turning a profit? No, you're breaking even at best. You're probably losing money. Yeah, it sells for like $1 million in 2050, but when you look at 6% inflation every single year, plus the interest you had to pay on the loan to get it, where that money could have been reinvested in that would have made a better profit, plus insurance because you're going to want to keep it insured the whole time it's in storage. Did you really make money even selling it at $1 million? Probably not. You probably lost a little bit. So anyway, I highly doubt this is over a single unit. So what this probably was, especially where at least one of the two people, if it is two people, wants to keep their name anonymous, is somebody that owned a dealer. And they were like, hey, I got this many allocations. I'm going to buy them all myself, wrap those bad boys in saran wrap, throw them in cold storage or wherever for like 5 years, and then I'm going to make a bunch of money on it because I'm going to charge extra. So let's pretend they had 100 allocations. They bought 100 units, probably way less than MSRP because it's probably a dealer we're talking about. So they might have spent like $800,000 on 800 units or 100 units, and they were going to sell them for like $150,000 a piece later and make a nice profit. But now that they re-released it in 2023, well, they can't do that anymore. It just drives a knife right in there because now at best they're going to get MSRP, and they've probably paid interest on these because they probably took out a loan to buy them, and they're going to lose their ass. I mean, it's kind of cool. It's kind of a nice little revenge, and I'm very pro re-releasing it because what if I have the opportunity to buy one in 2023? I doubt I will, but what if that opportunity presents itself? Now I'll be able to buy one. I could not make the opportunity happen in 2021. The cards just didn't fall. The stars didn't line up properly. It was not feasible for me to do. So, the answer? Greed. That's what it all comes down to. Unfortunately, this is going to keep happening. Like I said, the Shelby GT500, the Durango re-release. They even brought back a 1970 Challenger. Like, they're just going to keep bringing them back because it keeps their company relevant. Are people going to go all over the internet and talk about this Hornet they bought? No. Are they going to talk about a re-release of the 2025 TRX? Hell yeah, they're going to. That's going to just explode across the internet, and it keeps the company relevant. Even if you don't buy that TRX, you'll hear about the Dodge brand because they re-released it. It came out in the public. Like, people are going to talk about it. It's going to make the company relevant. And like 2030, there'll probably be a Challenger Hellcat re-release. It screws everybody over that was buying it as an investment, but they shouldn't have bought it as an investment in the first place. I've said it a million times, a car is not an investment. It's a liability. It really is. Now, there is exceptions, like say you need payment history. A car is a great way to do it because you don't get payment history off of buying something really cheap. They want to see the payment, a high payment, not $50. They want to see like $800 a month over a 5-year period before they're willing to give you a business loan. And you can use it as collateral. Yeah, it won't be much of collateral, but if you buy a higher trim like a Hellcat, yeah, they'll still have collateral value after it's paid off. So you can bank on that and help, get like a business loan or something like that. But aside from those examples, like I want to get a business loan later, so I need to show a payment history for a long period of time, and then I want something I can also throw up for collateral. Besides that example, a car is not an investment. It's never been an investment. It will never be an investment. Sorry for kind of the bomb at the end. Hate doing that, especially hate ending my videos that way, but it's the truth. And sometimes you just need to hear it. If you'd like to help support the channel, best way to do that, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching.